What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a little bit of a trade breakdown on this NASDAQ trade that I'm in right now, which has just been a monster mover. You can see right below my screen here that I'm up about $5,300 on this trade at this time, and it just keeps going and going. And in this video, I'm gonna break down how I spotted this trade, how I almost got knocked out of this trade, and how I've been managing this trade since I first got involved. Today's video is sponsored by Switch Markets, which is the perfect brokerage for people who are automated traders. If you use expert advisors, if you're looking to trade with a VPS, if you're looking to use automation within your trading, check out Switch Markets. They have what is known as a zero commission account, which makes, of course, automated trading a lot more cost effective. They also have very, very tight spreads and a wonderful customer support team who's actually specially trained to help with EA traders, which of course is something very useful if you have some extra knowledge there that is at your disposal as a member of the broker or a user of the broker. I think that's pretty cool. So if you trade with any expert advisors, whether it be grid trading systems or any sort of EA, this is the brokerage to check out for you. Currently, they're offering some great deposit bonuses as well. With the offers button that you can see here and the link down below in the description, you can get up to $5,000 in deposit bonus when you create an account with them. Of course, terms and conditions apply, so check the link for more details, and back to the video. So first of all, let's talk about the entry. I'm not gonna lie, my entry was not that great, but if you've heard me talk about entries before, I've mentioned that to me, they're not the most important thing in the whole wide world. Yes, they are important, but managing the trade is just as important, which I think is why we're gonna talk about that in this video. So basically, if we take a look at the daily chart here, the higher time frames on the NASDAQ, things have been really, really bullish this year. And I've looked for every opportunity I can to essentially get long. And I've been very long biased this year, which has really helped out in my trading performance. But basically we had this longer term upward trend line on the daily. And this is where my analysis started. When I dropped it down to the 4-hour chart, you can still kind of see where the idea for looking for a long trade came out. So the first thing I want to say from the technical analysis perspective is I start off the daily and drop it down to the 4-hour. And then really though, where the trade execution came in was actually the 1-hour chart. And I'll show you this here. I am still in this trade, by the way, as recording this. As of recording this, I'm still in the trade and my stop loss is trailed, but I wanna show you my entry. So when we break it down real close, we actually had off of like the 15-minute chart, a nice little break and retest. I actually got into the trade right around here. And so what you can see here is that this price came shooting down after my entry. My entry was not that good, and yet the price rebounded here and came all the way back and just kept going and going and going. Now, how did I catch this trade and stay in it? Well, my stop loss placement here is really, really key because my entry, although I thought it looked good and it was a break and retest kind of concept that I usually look for, it was not perfect because you can see clearly this next candle, we had some news which really shot to the downside and kept going much further than I thought. But my stop loss placement here was below the previous lows by a wide enough margin that I ended up staying in the trade. And so now I'm still in this trade because price did not end up hitting my stop loss. We moved all the way back and then things started to get interesting because now we're not in the position of whether or not we're, in a profitable trade. It's clearly that at this point, we have that profitable move happening. The next thing would be, where do I think this thing could go? And my target on this, at least in the short term, was a return back to the previous high. So this 15,350 level was what I was watching, and you can see price came all the way back up there. And at this point, what I did was I trailed my stop loss below this pivot low. So I'll show you this. Before my stop loss was moved to where this orange line is, I had essentially my stop loss right around here. So I trailed my stop after this higher low, right? This little break, retest, continuation. After these big candles started to form, I went ahead and took my stop loss and I moved it into profit, securing the trade. Meaning from this point, I can't lose money on the trade anymore. But now we're at a cool situation where we've actually seen something even better occur. not only did we come back to resistance, we broke out of resistance, retested that resistance, and yet again found support. This is the exact scenario that I would like to, of course, happen as a buyer is, support holding very, very well. So what I've done since then is I've trailed my stop loss into profit further, basically saying that if this thing wants to break back the other direction, that's going to be my cue to get out of the trade. So one thing that I point out very frequently in my videos is how important trade management is. Yes, my entry was, a calculated level, but you can see it wasn't the perfect entry, but my stop loss was in a good spot. So the exit, in my opinion, is more important than the entry, because again, in this case, my entry was not perfect, but the exit, my trade management here, I think has been pretty rock solid, because now we put in a higher low. The market has rallied yet again, and I'm still holding on to this trade, letting it move. Now, sometimes people will say, Nick, why don't you just close here? You're being greedy. But you could have said that over here, and you could have said that over here, and you could have said that over here. My point with trailing stops is I believe being greedy is snatching a profit just because you see one. What I think is real patience is letting a move play out and letting the market tell you when it's time to get out. So for me, my plan is to, like I said, trail out of this trade if the market breaks structure and turns bearish. So my goal is to let this thing keep running. Theoretically, if this thing just keeps shooting to the moon and puts in another higher low, I can have the permission from my trading plan to continue to trail a stop and to continue to let this winner run even further. So you can see we're currently floating 52.50 on this trade. And this is, again, not a huge risk trade. I think I risked like $900 initially or something like that, pretty close to that range. So it's been a huge risk reward so far. I think I risked a little bit more, maybe like 1,100 total on this initial trade. I can't remember. It was a percentage of the account that I traded. But at this point, we were running almost a 5-to-1 risk to reward, which is phenomenal. So again, you'll notice I do have this kind of take profit stop loss thing. I am using that just to mark out my risk to reward, but really my initial stop loss was here. My entry was here, and now my stop loss has been trailed to this point in orange on my brokerage account. So again, goal is to let this thing run as long as I possibly can, but I just wanted to use this as a way to illustrate how important trade management truly is when building a strategy. So let me also add some context. Before I got this winner, I actually had one trade before this that did not work out. So my goal with these videos is not to come across as like always knowing exactly what the market's going to do. I'm not a fake guru in that sense. I do try and show my wins and my losses. I think I lost about $1,000 on my previous attempt before catching this one. So sometimes it takes me more than one entry to get the right trade. But again, it's more about the trade management and the exit than the entry for me. So yes, I'm looking for a good entry if I can get one, but entries are very difficult. I find trade management to be a little bit easier and ultimately more important anyways. So anyways, here's the initial trade alert that I sent out to members. If you're not in our Discord already, there will be a link down below in the description to sign up for VIP access to get these signals sent directly to your phone or to your desktop. Anyways, I basically pointed out that I was looking for that entry. Like I said, the little break and retest off the lower time frames. I shared that trade and volatility picked up right away. I survived the stop loss. As I mentioned, I pointed out I somehow survived the volatility on NAS and back to break even. And at this point, shortly after, the price started to move in my direction. I was up at 1.1676. Then I trailed it further once the market, like I remember I mentioned, we started exploding off that low, and I put in a nice trailing stop into profit. We're floating $2,900 at that point, then $3,192, then $4,000. And then again, you can see where I trailed my stop loss, just like I pointed out to you earlier. And then of course, now the latest where I am floating just about 5,000. Well, you can see right below $5,300 on the trade. So again, I share all of my trade alerts. If you guys are not already inside of the Discord and you would like to see them in real time, get those notifications with full breakdowns and explanations behind my trades, click the link down below in the description and use that promo code there, or message us for a significant discount off the Discord membership. YouTube subscribers get extra discounts. So again, message us for that information and we'll hook you up with a discounted membership. You also get access to our chat rooms and coaching webinars. We do tons of value inside of the group. And if you're not already in there, trust me, it is worth the investment. You're going to learn a lot inside of there, and you get access to trading to trades that I'm sharing, as well as my trading partner, Frank, who I've been trading with for a number of years. So join us inside of the group if you'd like. I hope this trade breakdown was was helpful to you in some way. I enjoy doing these, and if you'd like me to do more of them, make sure to comment that, and I'll try and do more of them in the future. Thank you guys for watching. If you're looking to improve as a trader, we've got some cool free resources here that I wanted to share as we close today's video. Down below in the description, there is a link to join our Discord channel or our Telegram channel. And we also have our website, a1trading.com, where traders can get access to free course material to help you improve as a trader. Remember, we are also live Monday through Friday on this channel around 9:30 a.m. US Eastern, broadcasting most live news events and that sort of thing. So hope to see you there. And also, we do have a couple videos here showing up on the screen. If either of these seems like it might be helpful to you, then make sure to click here or here, and we'll see you there.